Hi, we're ignoring Olivia, and this song is called Staying. Staying was the last song that we wrote for the album, and I remember writing it in my bedroom at my parents' house, and I remember I came up with the melody for it and was so excited because it came really easily, and that doesn't really happen very often. And it felt like the perfect song to kind of like tie together the album, because I felt like we had been really trying to write a last song for a while because we knew we wanted 10 and we had 9 of them, and they all felt kind of forced or just like they were going in a completely different direction. So that was kind of what was cool about Staying, is that it felt like tied it together pretty well.
What's the fastest song on the album too, isn't it?
The fastest? Was it the fastest? Like came together like this? Oh,
No, it's like tempo.
Oh,
I don't think so.
I mean, you would know.
I feel like it's the one that I put the fastest, but I don't know if that's how it was recorded. To me, it's maybe the most aggressive song on SoCal.
Yeah, which we were really going for, and I really liked it. This next song is called Crybaby Is A Keeper. played.
Second song was Crybaby.
Crybaby
Yeah,
Is A
that's our
Keeper.
newest song and the only song we have asked for. But
Me and Artie have been playing with them for a year and a half now. Most of the time is yes. I live in Portland and Artie lives in Santa Cruz or Seattle. And normally when we have time or when we are together playing specifically for shows, we get like a couple hours of practice in beforehand, so there's not really much opportunity to write. But when we did like a little West Coast deal last summer, we wrote it in Artie's parents' garage, I think primarily, or like that's when it pieced together. Maya had it written for a while. She didn't think that it was going to be for Ignoring Olivia because it was a little bit quiet. It was quieter, a little bit slower.
very sadder.
Yeah, very sad. With some convincing, it turned into an Ignoring Olivia song.
And
It's one of
that's
my favorites.
It's my favorite one.
Yeah,
to play,
I think
so,
it's my favorite.
yeah. I mean, it definitely helps that it's new and we play the other ones to death. But I also like it as a song a lot.
Yeah.
It's the most emotional.
This song is called Just As Much. Keep me up in bed.
wrote together. We
Yeah.
sat down in our bedroom and we were like, we're gonna write a song, and then we did. We just went back and forth like making parts,
Yeah,
piecing them together.
it was really fun. It was at a time where we shared a room too, so we were just like on the ground and writing
Between our two beds.
Yeah. That one kind of came pretty easily too, I'd say.
Yeah. Once we got it, we didn't change it up very much.
Yeah.
And I think we wrote it in like a day. Mine is
Right.
probably lyrics.
Yeah, but I think that was like one of the first times I got comfortable like brainstorming like melodies in front of you too, because it was a very solitary activity for me for a while. But it was that's why it came so quickly, because I was like, do you like this? And
Yeah.
you're either like yes or no, and it worked out.
It was funny because we play that almost like twice as fast as it is recorded sometimes,
Yeah.
completely by my accidental doing. I don't think it's supposed to be a slow song. It's just
No,
it
it's
feels
fun playing it.
so much better sped up.
Yeah. Every time we play it though, live at least, it feels like it's about to fall apart. Like I feel like I'm
It's
gonna
like a
lose
movie.
it.
That's the beauty. It is about
Yeah,
to fall apart,
it
especially because that's like that's your longest solo.
Yeah, it's not even the solo part. It's like there's a part right before that's playing really fast.
No, yeah, that part it's really quick.
Yeah. And it's like I'm on the whole time. I don't have any rest parts.
Right.
The solo is the rest part.
Yeah. I feel like when I listen to the songs when I'm in Santa Cruz without you guys, I'll like learn it a certain way, given the speed that's on the album, and then we
Yeah.
come back together and I just see once again my beautiful bandmates and get their souls into my writing and have to adjust, and it feels
When I was first learning the songs, because luckily they gave me kind of creative liberties to rework the parts to how I play and how I wanted them to sound. But it's like there was a point where when I couldn't practice with the recorded music because it would just like it would throw me off because it wasn't how I play it with them, and it just was different tempos, it was different energy, and it took now I honestly just don't even practice until I get to them because it will throw me off. It'll make me play things that I don't want to play.
And they're like almost like muscle memory now, at least for me.
Yeah, no,
I don't have to spend time relearning it.
No, it all comes back. Like it's funny. The night before I drove down from Portland, I was just kind of laying in bed, just like going through songs in my head. I was like, oh, I've never done that. Like I can literally just play it the whole way through with my imagination.
Yeah. Anyway.
Alright.
No, like introduce.
The song is called Why December.
most popular one.
Yeah.
It's the one that people are like.
Do you think it's most popular just because it was the first one released?
It might be.
I think
Well,
it might
it's
be.
not,
No,
not
people
even
like
most,
it too.
Yeah, not most popular like on Spotify or whatever, but
Yeah.
at shows people ask for that one.
People ask
Yeah.
That's when I
People ask
noticed
for wrist.
people do ask for it.
People like
yeah.
wrist. Okay.
It's good.
Wrist is
Leave it alone.
wrist is the worst ignoring Olivia's.
We're on camera.
It's a
Exactly.
hot take.
I need to document that.
Anyways, Why December? Yeah, it's the most consistent that I feel with the song. Like I play it the same every time.
Right.
I feel neutral about it every time.
Yeah, I know.
No, it is kind of a touch. Like it's a touching song. Whenever, like, 'cause
Yeah.
well, recently at least, my and Issa have been talking more like they don't want to play that one anymore. But every time we do play it, it feels pretty good. It sounds pretty good. The singer does. It has a place in the set until we
Yeah.
have new material. It really does have a place in the set.
Right.
Go. This doesn't have a title. We play it as we go into our set, and it's improv.
My name is Issa. I play bass.
My name is Maya. I play guitar and sing.
My name is Evan. I play drums.
My name's Artie. I play guitar.
What year? 2020?
2020,
2020.
because you learned bass during
COVID. Yeah. Maya and I are the only founding members currently in the band, and we had a different drummer and a different guitarist, but then we replaced them with them.
But yeah, when we were trying to find a new drummer and a new guitarist, it was a little bit hard. We held like auditions for it, and then we had a fill-in guitarist from that for a while, but these are just our friends, and that ended up working out for us, even though they live really far away from us, which is unfortunate.
going back into lore, they were founded in Long Beach, because that's where Artie went to school in Long Beach too. Artie was actually friends with founding members too, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, most people might be so.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
met in dorms freshman year. She was my freshman year dorm roommate.
Then I met you through the.
Yeah. Talk about first four. Like writing.
Writing. So the songs that we have released are some of the first songs I wrote on guitar when I was learning how to play. And a lot of them are us learning how to write together and learning how to
Play my instrument.
Yeah.
As
So they're a pretty decent time capsule of how I was feeling at the moment. I think Mackenzie was the first one that actually made it onto the project, and I had that guitar part for a really long time, and I used that guitar part to learn how to strum the guitar. And I just remember we would go to the park and you would be skateboarding and I would be just playing guitar on a picnic bench outside of the dorms.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the answer.
Nice. I love Mackenzie. I think that was the first song that stood out to me from you guys. Where I was like, oh, I like that song. Yeah, they're good.
Sweet.
I think Mackenzie's arguably one of maybe the catchiest.
Yeah, I think so too.
I had a lot of versions. I know.
Yeah.
All of them are kind of all
That's
the
kind
old
of
ones.
all the old ones.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
And that's kind of just because we don't have time to write. We're not with each other and we don't really know how to do it digitally yet.
yeah.
No,
We're
I don't really.
getting better, but it's
Right.
not natural. It comes through interacting with each other.
Totally. Yeah, and I think having new music will make it so that way when we come back to the old ones, it'll feel fun,
Yeah.
and as opposed to
Yeah.
being forced to play them all the time because we don't have anything else to play that we.
Well, same deal. When it comes natural, it is kind of fun. You just sit down and it's all right there.
Yeah.
Haven't thought about it in 4
Yeah.
months. It's still right there.
Totally.
The last song,
Besides awful.
yeah, besides awful.
The last song is a new one. We
Sort of,
played
yeah.
sort of now. We played at the beginning of our sets
When did we
as
start?
of
When did we start doing
4 sets ago.
that? Yeah,
Yeah.
as of the last little LA bit.
Yeah, every time it's slightly different. I don't play the same thing.
Yeah.
It kind of just, at least for, I feel was that my initiative to do that?
What?
What?
To have something else at the beginning?
Yeah.
Because it kind of came from just we kept playing shows to 3 people, or we play after a band and everyone goes outside to smoke because people love smoking. Music's cool too, but people love
Do you guys
smoking.
smoke? Yeah.
No. Fucking
We're straight edge.
super straight edge.
I think it's illegal
Off
now
the
because it's the 21st.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's illegal. So
I only smoke harder shit.
Edit that out.
Don't edit that out. It's true. But yeah, no, it kind of came to be as all right, we're gonna make a bunch of noise, tell people that someone else is playing, and if they want to come back, it's that's I'm really pushing for noise. I love what Artie's been doing, reworking all the older songs and just making soundscapes and just complete dissonance at some points, and it's fun. I like my getting to kind of explore tone with pedals, just because it's the gear. Y'all never had gear until recently, and you just get to make different noises when you have nicer shit. And I think that the best ways to fuck around with that is in front of people, because it's a confidence boost. It gets you comfortable experimenting, and also I think one of the things that's kind of beautiful about what we have been doing lately is that we don't play together enough, so it's not going to be the same every time. You do not get it dialed in. I don't play the same drum part every time. I feel for the most part, your shit's a little bit different every time. Same idea, obviously, but that's what's fun about improvised or the intro is it's not the same. It's like all right, we're about to make a bunch of noise. Come back inside, all 5 people at this show, and watch us make noise for the next 20 minutes.
and it leads into we play just as much after,
Or-
and it
or-
leads into it pretty
Or
nicely.
yeah, we started. It's nice because you get the noise at the end. It kind of trails out, and then it gets all half the songs. Let's have a little drum intro, da da da, and then that just brings everyone back in. So it's kind of. I'm personally a fan of songs blending together in a set. I'm also a fan of the artist not talking until like 3 songs in. I think that's fun.
Yeah, I also really like that because I don't like talking in front of people very much. But you kind of have to when you're fronting a band like that.
You don't have to.
I mean, it's
say,
like
thank you for being here.
people like it. They're like, oh, called. Like I'll say it eventually.
Yeah, people will ask and then force you to talk.
I know.
Even if you
I'm
don't
like,
do it.
I was
Like, what's
planning
this
on
about?
doing it later.
Yeah.
So the way I can like minimize the amount of times I have to do it. But yeah, it is nice to like get people's attention without me having to be like,
We're
sorry.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, especially in our like noisier set, I feel like sometimes just cutting off after a song is a little underwhelming. Like you want, it's like
It's also just it's heavier. Like
Yeah.
a lot of vocalists, like it goes hard, but it's especially like tonally, it's more lighthearted.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit dirtier and more unhappy.
Right.
I feel like I would take a cool ass transition over a 1 minute talking shit any day.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Completely.
1 minute.
I cannot talk for 1 minute. I cannot talk for 30 seconds. It's too long.
Yeah.
It's a pain.
It'll be weird.
By nature, I'm such a hater. I have to fight it every day. I don't want to be a hater. But it's like if you're before you play any music, if you're talking at me for like 2 minutes, I've checked out, and that's a personal issue, but it's the truth. We start.
Me?
You start.
No, we should do the thing where we just list them off.
Land of Talk.
Land of
Yeah.
Talk.
Mannequin Pussy.
Mannequin Pussy,
The
Joe.
breeders.
Breeders, Joe, fucking witches with a Y,
Snail mail.
snail mail,
Modest Mouse.
modest mouse, all the old shit like
Yeah,
fucking
Sleepy Penny.
Slater
Dirty
Nancy,
Souls.
Let's Tigre,
Lamelda.
Melda, going towards some Lamelda.
Yeah. We like a
Wednesday.
range. We like a good range. I
Wednesday.
feel.
Yeah. I mean Nirvana, no one wants to hear that.
Yeah,
but
Sonic Youth.
Nirvana,
Yeah.
Sonic Youth.
Rating.
Oh,
It's just true.
not the Pixies, but the Breeders and the Amps.
Yeah.
Not the Pixies.
Not a big Strictly can do.
I mean, on my end, like, if we're talking about like influence as a child, like Dead Kennedys on drums, Red Hot Chili Peppers on drums a lot. Shit, like Pearl Jam, honestly, when I was little.
Yeah.
Motorhead, but those are not reflected in our music very much.
It's okay. You
Yeah.
can like.
It's a personal influence.
Yeah.
Well, there's some other good shit.
We could go on.
You could probably go on forever.
It's probably a good. That's a good list.
That's great. My
Vocally, Cranberries, let's go.
I hear cranberries for sure.
Yeah.
I've gotten that, and I was surprised the first time I heard it, but I guess I understand.
Yeah. I feel like your voice is so distinctive. It's almost there's like a slight whininess, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that? It's kind of like Tom DeLonge, but not quite. But not really. But is there anyone?
Honestly, no.
Sure.
I don't know. I was a choir kid, so there was a certain way that I would sing that was very like clean and precise, like open vowels, you know, what they teach. But I don't know. I feel like the way that I sing has mostly come from like practicing in a setting where I'm having to be very loud and where I can't always necessarily hear myself, and also just from like singing the same songs over and over again, like to make them more interesting, like, or if I'm like putting emotion behind it, it just kind of makes it into something slightly different. But yeah, I have like a lot of the bands that we've been talking about are vocalists I look up to, but they're not necessarily ones that I emulate.
And your overall like cadence that you bring to a lot of your songs is just really interesting. Yeah.
Well, I actually have tried to learn how to scream the right way, but it's weird and difficult. And
you down over time.
yeah, so I just try not to do it that often. But it's so cathartic. It feels so great, and so I'll do it. And I just like, I don't know, whenever I'm performing, I channel a lot of my inner rage and sadness, and just kind of expel it through my voice and instrument. And yeah, it just comes really easily when you're up there sometimes.
You're surrounded by all these people you hate.
Yeah, when you're just surrounded by like the worst people in the world, it's just
We-
a scream.
We want the rage. I'm
Right.
fucking pushing for that every single day.
Yeah, he really likes to make me.
Is it?
Dude, It's so hard to explain. It's
Is
really
it just diaphragm or what?
It's like there are a few different ways to do it, and don't quote me on this, but huh?
There's a few, yeah, like it's hard to explain something that like you can't even like get to.
Well, it's like one of the ways that you can go about it is like vocal fry, and you're supposed to just like gradually increase like the force you put behind it, and that's supposed to be really effective. That's what I've heard people use, but there are other ways to do it that I'm blanking on because that was the one that I like tried to use the most, but it sounds weird when you're not good at it, and I really at one point was trying to commit to getting really technically good at screaming so that way I wouldn't like damage myself, but just didn't do it. Also, where do you practice that? Like I would practice it in my car because we always lived in like shared wall spaces, and even in my car I was like, if somebody walks by they're gonna be like, she's getting murdered in her car. Yeah, didn't practice it enough, but there's lots of YouTube videos if you want to look into it. For sure.
Yeah.
So fun. Wasn't it?
Why
Wasn't
did you laugh?
because it wasn't a real tour. Because
Well,
there's no fucking parking in LA, so that we had to drive 3 cars up to the Bay Area and then park
that's true.
and then park them in Vallejo. So the only time that we're all in the same car is like going to gigs if we have a place to leave the cars here.
We drove to Portland together.
We drove to Portland.
SoCal.
Yeah.
Well,
It was
like when we were in Santa Rosa, we drove to SF together.
Yeah,
Santa
yeah.
Rosa.
No, so we get little tastes of it, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's mainly the car completely full, things falling on your heads in the back,
Things
Yeah.
really fall.
everyone getting cranky about my driving.
Evan being like, why are you complaining about shit falling on your head and nearly
Yes.
giving you a concussion? And I'm like, sorry.
No, but it gives a lot to look forward to, especially because we are going to be living in the same city soon, and especially from Portland, there's places that are accessible that aren't from Southern California. You can get up to Seattle, you can get to Bellingham, you can get to Boise, and there's a lot going on in Portland too. But I think that, I mean, believe it or not, we're very compatible in a car together, and yeah, even though I don't let anyone drive, but
Right. Well, you don't have to live. Like, I'm okay with you driving the whole
You
time.
like driving.
I do like driving. No, but it's cute, it's fun. 'Cause we get
It is
to
fun.
we get to go to the ocean. We get to
We get to
we get to
talk about music.
Listen to a ton of
listen,
music.
I get to drive y'all home after. I just always think about what was that spot in SF, the worst show we've ever played.
The knockout.
Yeah,
Oh.
everyone got like upset drunk afterward.
Yeah.
Well, I got upset drunk before, and that's why it was the worst set.
Yeah. Well, because they had a whole cooler full of beers on stage, so I was just
After,
drinking.
after the fucking 16-year-olds left,
I know, and this like band of like younger people went before us, and
blew
they
us
were
out of the
so
water.
good.
They were really good.
And
Yeah.
we were like mid through our tour, so we were kind of like confident.
That's like we went into it confident. We didn't practice the day before. We were practicing at a garage in Santa Rosa at my parents' house, and then one of the neighbors just walked all the way from the front all the way to the back, and he's just like this ancient old man. He used to steal fruit from our plum tree. But he pretty much came in and accused us of not caring about the elderly, and then we had to gently escort him away. But kind of.
And then like an hour later, we looked out of his parents' bedroom into this guy's house,
Yeah,
and he was completely naked.
Because it's
making
on an alley. It's just like this 80-something-year-old man, just butt naked,
Just
just like spread out
yeah,
in the
just
sun,
legs
taking a
legs
nap.
spread, absorbing through his genitalia.
Anyways,
That was a
Yeah.
useless story for you guys.
No, that's lore.
where did that
Yeah, that's
come
totally.
from?
Because
Yeah.
he's the reason that we couldn't play that we played like
Yeah.
shit at the knockout.
Okay.
There aren't any. I mean, like actual venues. Mississippi Studios is amazing.
Not sponsored.
No, not. I mean, I work in the kitchen there, but like that working in the kitchen there is like the reason that I don't like there anymore.
Oh my gosh, yes. I feel like the best venues are venues that don't look like venues. Like we played a house show. It was in the basement. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
That was like one of my favorite sets.
I mean, yeah,
Mine
my
was
friend
so
my friend Reese's basement is awesome. The sound's always shit, but a bunch of people pack in.
Someone got engaged at that show.
Someone got engaged.
Wow.
During your set?
2 girls. No,
During our
before our
set?
set. But then they had us write on them, and then they got it tattooed.
Yeah, we signed our names, right?
Nope.
No, we didn't. Oh, we gave them
signed
our own
our
tattoos.
tattoos.
I mean, but I guess to for like spots in Portland that are actually full. Casa Leon is fucking sweet. It's in like some apartment situation. But other like actual venues, there really are like there's Blackwater, which is one of the only all age venues, but you can't really play there very long just because I think they kick all the minors out at like 10 o'clock. But yeah, other than that's Portland's lacking in venues, but I think that there's some house venues coming back up just due to less restrictions and also no more rain, or still rain but less rain.
We definitely went into it not knowing much about anything.
Right.
Therefore, we weren't super intentional with it, I would say. We went in, knew the songs, played the songs, left.
Yeah, they were all live recordings.
What was that guy's name?
Davey. We recorded it at Gilmore Music.
I know him.
Yeah.
Got beef.
No, we don't have beef.
I have beef. Me as someone who wasn't involved has beef.
Yeah.
What?
We did it in a couple of days. It was fun.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
And also, we just wanted to have songs recorded so that when we played shows, we could say we could tell people that they can listen to our stuff.
Yeah, it was easier in terms of like booking shows, and
Yeah.
people would always come up to us and be like, "Do you have music out?" And we'd just be like, "No."
Well, it opened so many fucking doors.
It did
like,
open a lot of, yeah.
But moving forward, we will be a lot more intentional with it.
Yeah, and
because-
songwriting and song recording and album building.
Right.
For sure.
Will probably be the next
I
thing.
would love it.
Yeah, it'll definitely be on whatever we put out next.
Yeah.
Are we thinking EP or album, or we don't know yet?
I want 7.
Yeah.
I want sooner than later, but just to show, I want to highlight y'all's growth as musicians more than anything, but also on a selfish level have recordings to attach myself to.
Yeah.
Like ignoring Olivia. Just
We are
adding
ignoring Olivia.
Ignoring Olivia.
On Spotify,
On Spotify.
Apple Music,
The streaming platforms.
Instagram, YouTube.
The internet. IgnoringOlivia.com is our website. We do not update it very often, but we will.
There's some cute pictures.
We have a house show in Portland. When?
July 7th, tentatively. It's gonna. I don't know who it's gonna be with. I think it's gonna be with a band from Nashville. I'm just gonna plug Ezra from Rhododendron, Ezra from Simpleton, the fucking ambassador of Portland. They're gonna help put that on. I'm gonna plug Rhododendron. Rhododendron is one of the coolest bands I've ever seen live. I'll plug CMOS while I'm at it. Any LA bands you wanna plug? Who's been nice to you?
Princess Cut.
Princess Cut. We
Princess
wanna
Cut.
plug Princess Cut. Princess Cut's awesome.
Awesome. All fun band. Amazing.
Talk about screaming. It's like
Yeah.
it's fucking perfect.
It's like with attitude.
And they're all so nice.
Yeah, I know. Adorable.
Just come out to local shows and hang out.
Alright. Say bye to the camera.
Hi, Kipper.
Bye, Cameron.
God bless. I'll go get the car.